I take the train every morning. Have done for 3 years. Same line, same platform, same carriage. You stop seeing the other people after a while. You stop noticing. That's what made it so hard to explain. The first time I noticed him, it was a Tuesday in autumn. Standing near the doors at the far end. Average height, dark jacket. Nothing memorable. Except I'd seen him the day before. And the day before that. He never looked at his phone. Everyone looks at their phone. He just stood, hands at his sides, facing the direction the train was moving. Still, I started paying attention. I tried different carriages, different positions on the platform. He was always there. On the Friday, I deliberately took a later train, the 8:15. Never taken it before. I got to the platform and looked through the window of the second carriage. He was already inside. I varied everything. Different trains, different times. I stayed late twice just to change my exit. He was on every single one. I tried to photograph him. Subtle, phone held up like I was checking messages. Every image came back blurred. Every single time. A friend said it was just motion blur. She said I was stressed. She said she'd come with me one morning to check. She came once. He wasn't there that day. 2 weeks in, I tried a different route entirely. Bus to the city. 45 minutes longer. I walked past a coffee shop near the interchange. He was sitting at the window table. I kept walking. I didn't stop. I didn't look back. I went to work and sat at my desk, and I didn't tell anyone because I was running out of ways to make it sound real. I went to the police on a Thursday evening. The officer took notes. She asked if he'd spoken to me, touched me, threatened me. No to all three. She said the behavior wasn't illegal. Without a direct threat, there wasn't much she could do. She suggested I keep a diary. She gave me a reference number. I started the diary. Dates, times, lines, carriage numbers. 3 weeks. He appeared on 16 out of 21 working days. 4 different train lines, 2 bus routes. 1 ferry crossing I took for a conference. The ferry was what broke something in me. A Saturday trip I hadn't planned until that morning. He was at the rail on the upper deck when I got on, standing still, looking at the water. I stood on the lower deck for the whole crossing. I didn't go up. I watched the water, and I thought about every time I told myself I was imagining it. I stopped doing that after the ferry. I went back to the police. Different officer. He looked at the diary carefully. He said 16 out of 21 was a pattern. He said a pattern was something they could work with. They reviewed transit CCTV on 4 of my dates. Found him on 2, a partial face match. Not enough for identification. Not enough for charges. 4 weeks later, the sightings stopped. Just like that. On Monday, I got on the train, and he wasn't there. Then Tuesday. Then a week. Then 2. I don't know what happened. I don't know if the police spoke to him. I don't know if he moved on or found someone else. I still take the train. Every morning I look for him. Not with fear, exactly. More like a habit that never got to stop. The case was closed. Insufficient evidence. I have a reference number and a diary with 63 entries and blurry photographs, and 1 clear image of an empty chair. I think about the ferry most. A Saturday morning trip I hadn't planned until hours before. He was already there, which means he knew, or he was always somewhere close. Wherever I went, he was already there, for 8 weeks. I never found out who, or why, or whether it ever really stopped.